G'day gut gang. Starting an elimination diet is one of the most powerful things you can do to start to reintroduce foods and see what you're tolerant to or intolerant to. As someone who felt like they were intolerant to everything under the sun, going strict carnivore and then slowly introducing from there has just been an incredible eye-opener into, I guess, all the foods that were maybe previously triggering me before. Now, I have been slowly introducing foods just to see what my body responds to, and in this video, I just wanted to share with you, these are the things that I can currently eat safely, these are the things that I have tried, and any plans for the new foods that I've got coming on. Beef, totally fine. As long as it is not aged beef, then my body can react. I can get like a bit of a knee pain or histamine reaction. Lamb, typically fine. Again, unless it is aged in a certain way, then I can have a histamine, knee pain reaction. Chicken, always fine. I only ever get organic free-range chicken. The lamb sometimes hasn't been certified organic grass-fed. It's just been the lamb that I could get in a fix. The beef has always been grass-fed, bare minimum, but the lamb has not been exclusively all time. And I've actually been okay with that. Eggs, I had an egg yolk last night and it just kind of does my sinuses and makes my head feel a bit congested. So I'm going to keep slowly giving an egg a crack, no pun intended. It's on the list of things that I'm going to keep trying. Ghee, which is clarified butter, my body does fine with it. Butter, my body seems to do fine with it. I've been eating probably a bit too much butter lately, maybe like 2 sticks a week, which is not a lot for some of you guys. I know some of you guys probably eat a stick a day, but for someone who was previously dairy intolerant, I'm pretty happy with that. I've tried raw milk, body didn't like it. I've tried kefir, body didn't like it. I haven't done my own raw homemade kefir. I've got the kefir grains to do that, but I haven't been game to try, mainly out of laziness. And also the accessibility of raw milk it's very tough to get it in the suburbs where I am. So I have to drive for like an hour into town to grab it on a weekend at the markets, kind of a thing. Cheese, I'm not going there. The last time I had cheese was like 9 months ago and I got extremely angry, tired, anxious all over the place after having it. So I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm able to have beef liver supplements, stuff like that. So that's really cool. Electrolytes, they're fine. Sauerkraut, my body absolutely loves. So I have been having a lot of that again recently and my body is really enjoying it, especially after a period where I did not have any at all. My body is also loving probiotics, loving those, whatever form I can get. Coconut water kefir, it's been enjoying. But again, the powerful part of the gut healing and the probiotics is through things like homemade kefir and sauerkraut. Or is it kefir? I don't know. I gotta look that up. I decided to, instead of introducing fruit first, try vegetables. But like fruit vegetables, things like pumpkin, zucchini, they've been fine. At first, they didn't go so well. Like I tried zucchini and it went straight through me the first time, just had the runs the next day. Didn't happen with pumpkin, which was good. But then eventually my body was completely fine with them. Some days I would just smash down like half a pumpkin, no problem at all. Interesting though, you'd think that including fiber into your diet after being on a no fiber thing would make you go to the toilet more. Did not really impact it at all. I was still going, maybe once every 2 to 3 days. The thing that's helped most with bowel movements is magnesium. So incorporating more magnesium in my diet through electrolytes and magnesium powder, absolute winner. Definitely underrated. We don't get much from our food. There's not much magnesium in the soil. So I feel like it's something that's important to supplement. What else we got? We got garlic and onion. They have been fine. They make me smell a little bit, but they taste great. Seasonings wise, I'm still just having salt on my meat, mainly because I don't really like all the extra flavors. Like I've tried a curry powder type flavor. I've tried mixed herbs, even like a takeaway kind of thing. And they were okay, but I prefer the simplicity somehow. I haven't really used much pepper. I've had a little bit, but I'd prefer to just do salt. Olive oil seems to be okay. Cod liver oil, I take that daily. That seems to be fine. Coconut, I seem to be okay. So I've had coconut wraps. I've had some desiccated coconut, which you shouldn't have until much later down the track on the GAPS diet because of all the fiber, but it didn't do any bad things in comparison to something like eggs or the raw milk. Activated charcoal, bentonite clay, just to remove toxins from the body. As we were coming down with an infection, that kind of thing in the family, it really helped to knock it on the head for me. I did go on a bit of a honey binge, admittedly. So my honey binge came from one day there was no meat in the house and I was really hungry. So I was like, let's try a little bit of honey. I was like, this is amazing. It was a bit too much because I felt a bit itchy in the joints. But then the next day I thought I'd try it again, but in my infamous marshmallows. Well, Joe Witten's marshmallows. There's a recipe. I'll link it down below for the marshmallow recipe. Or you can just search Rory's Kitchen marshmallows. It's basically just gelatin, vanilla, and honey. A bit of water and salt. 5 ingredients. But I went overboard with the honey and I loved it. I loved the way it tasted. It felt okay. It didn't feel like a big deal. And it was actually nice to have carbs for the first time in several months. Went out of ketosis because I was going so hard on the sugar. I was like from the honey, I actually got sick for like a week, maybe even 2, and felt really out of it. So honey went off the menu. I'm someone that can't really do moderation. That's why I abstain from things very comfortably. When I try and do moderation with stuff, just doesn't really work for me. So it's better to just be like, see you later, honey. You'll be missed, but I missed my health more kind of a thing. The other thing that I tried was dark chocolate. There's this dark chocolate brand, which unfortunately is no longer for sale anymore. They stopped producing it. It was dark chocolate and erythritol, inulin, vanilla pods. I think that was basically it. Absolutely went nuts. At first I would eat it and I would have like pimples pop up, like huge ones. Well, actually each time I ate it, I did it, but that didn't stop me. I kept going. I would have like 2 blocks a day, wouldn't have any the next day. Then I'd have like 2 blocks a day the next day. It was incredibly delicious. I was very sad when I saw that they weren't making them anymore. So I switched to 100% dark chocolate, and that was great too. Only problem with any of the chocolate, even if I had like half a block or like a piece in a day, was I noticed that I would get like palpitations and my left arm kind of heaviness, like it would kind of come back in the tingles, and also it would increase my anxiety because obviously cacao is a stimulant, right? And I noticed that I was actually taking them because I kind of like was feeling a bit stressed and I just wanted to get through some areas. I wanted to get out of the freeze state into sympathetic. So that was really helpful to get some stuff done, but overall it didn't do much for my health, and I started to notice a little bit of a rash, itchiness coming up my forehead. So unfortunately I had to stop, and I miss it so much. If I could have one thing right now, it'd be chocolate. I've tried a couple of different jerky brands, stuff that has like beetroot powder, stuff that has different herbs and spices, pepper, but nothing compares to Barbell, who are one of my sponsors, and I absolutely love them. You can check them out using my code RB10. Get 10% off your orders anytime you use that code, actually, just all the time. Just link in description. Barbell is the only biltong or meat sticks that I've found that my body has no reaction to now, and has clean ingredients, grass-fed, grass-finished, regenerative. And I'll have them pretty regularly. Yeah, tried a few others. They didn't do well. I did have like salami, and it was like a free-range salami, and there were no additives. There was no nitrate. It was just basically a little bit of dextrose and beetroot powder or celery powder. But I had the worst flare-ups. It was horrible. So I haven't gone back to eating that. Did have like a coconut blueberry bar. It was like coconut, blueberry, brown rice, syrup. It was too strong taste-wise. Like it didn't really, it was just a bit overpowering, especially when I've just been eating so bland. Like it was okay, but I just prefer simplicity, and my body was like itchy in the joints afterwards. So that was a big no. I also tried coconut water, and that seemed to be okay. I was really enjoying coconut water, lemon juice, and salt as like an electrolyte kind of blend, like a Whole Foods type thing. But I cut out the coconut water eventually just because I didn't want to have any sugars in my diet at all. And that stuff is very sweet and delicious. Avocado is one thing I would like to be able to eat, but each time I eat it, my body still has a histamine reaction. So that is off the cards still. Tried almond butter and peanut butter, joint pain instantly within like 15 minutes. Had macadamia nuts, chronic knee pain. I had a handful. So, I mean, that's fair enough. But, you know, it was just chronic. I'm like, man, is this how I felt all the time? But I just didn't know. Or is this a new thing? I'm pretty sure I probably felt like that all the time. But as you strip the layers back, you start to be in your body and be more present to how you feel. It's crazy stuff. I can't imagine how all the people walking around feel, just so numb to how their body feels, and they just keep going. It's very sad. We live in a very sad time. Also a great time as well. Life's good. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I've tried in the last 8 months since I started this journey. And the things that I'm hovering around just eating consistently is lamb, beef, chicken, broth, pumpkin, garlic, onion, zucchini, sauerkraut, and probiotics. I also forgot to mention, that's better, a controversial supplement that I was taking called MMS or CDS, and that was extremely effective with treating some pathogens and things that I was dealing with. So I did a short course of that, and I felt incredible after that for a period of time. So yeah. That was pretty cool. The next things that I really want to try though is I want to get more heavy into the probiotics. This weekend, this Sunday, I'm going to an organic markets. I'm going to pick up some raw milk, maybe some raw cream, some raw butter. I'm going to culture it myself and for all those probiotic benefits. And I'll make a video kind of sharing that with you guys. I don't feel like I'm restricted at all because I feel so good with my health. Like this is the best that I've ever felt. I'm not sure when I'll do the next these are the things that I can eat update, but that should give you a well-rounded idea from now. Like I said, I have no real intentions of trying more extravagant foods or anything like that. I just want to chill in that first, intro gaps food phase. Admittedly, I should be having more meat on the bone rather than the grilled meats that I've been having or cooked in like tallow, ghee, duck fat, that kind of thing. It's so delicious and I'm just honestly been a bit lazy. So yeah, more meat on the bone, more meat stock, more probiotics, really focusing on those intro phase gaps foods. My sinuses still aren't perfect at the moment though, so I am trying to figure out what is going on there. Maybe I need to cut down the butter. I'll do a bit more tweaking and see what happens. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good. What this indicates for me though is that I need a lot more gut healing work. I need to go more intensely on the gut healing, really focus on the meat stocks, probiotics, meat on the bone, and really make that my focus. Plus also nervous system regulation, holistic means of healing, which I'll talk about more in a video on my main channel, Rory Bland. I'll link that down below. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I did make a video about why diet isn't everything, and I made that on my main channel. You can click that over here. Or I made another video over here, which is also a cool video, and you can suss that one out too.